Hello there. It's Mason McLeod. I'm just doing my summative blog reflection video for organizational behavior and communication. So, this class was my first class that I took as part of my MBA program, along with one other class I took during the spring term. And the goal of this is to reflect on the blog we've created throughout the class. And so I mentioned it's my first class, and I'm taking another one to indicate that I did miss submitting 2 blogs during the class, and that was a failure of time management, which is one of the many things actually that I learned through this class is something that I personally need to get better with, and that's the theme of really all of the blogs that we created throughout the course. I had to be objective with myself and what errors I was making with getting my life together to complete my coursework on time, and the communication aspect of it as well, with working with my group for the TED Ed teaching project was also something that I had to be very objective with, what mistakes, what sorts of growth I had to do there. Professionally, during the time of this class, these 8 or so weeks, I did receive more actual responsibility at my job. Like I mentioned in my first blog post, I don't currently manage anybody. I'm on a team at my job, and in that time period, I did take something of a leadership role within the team with a sub project that we were all working on. And in that, I was doing a lot of training, a lot of learning from superiors at my place of work. And so I think the big thing that I took away from the course was that it's very easy to miscommunicate. That was reflected in the communication leading up to the group project in the class, but then also at my job, the communication aspect of that was really important because it was a new process I was learning and I was trying to teach to other people. And so if I was not being very clear in what the expectation was, initially there were some issues that were being caused, and I had to take responsibility for those. The big thing that I got from the blogs as total, since this is a summative reflection, was that reflection on your experiences is always a really valuable way to see where you've come from and also where you need to go. The blog that we wrote about, for instance, nonverbal communication, was one that forced me to reflect on bad habits I have, as far as managing my emotions goes and going with the flow of things versus thinking for myself in a situation. And then the intercultural blog post that we made about intercultural experience really had me reflecting on how I can, while I'm generally open to experience, I can be very hesitant to change the way that things have been going if they've been going well enough for a long enough period of time. And so organizationally, that's meant that as things have changed in my job, my responsibilities have grown, and other processes have changed there, I've had to make myself into a more adaptable sort of person. Because I know those are things I've struggled with in the past, and those are things that are going to be impossible to avoid, and an integral part of being in business management. I got to speak to some of my managers and their managers about the process that is going on in my job group right now, and that was another point where the clear communication skills that we went over in this class really benefited me. And it really is a two-way street, right? Because as much as I was able to share what I wanted to share as clearly as I could. Communication requires very careful listening skills, which was really important because the job tasks that were changing were very complex, had a lot of different parts to them. So, to sum up the summation, this class was one that I went into with a certain sense of confidence. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology, and I thought organizational behavior and communication would be a course that I would have a good grasp of the course material already. There wouldn't be much new to learn there. That was the wrong perspective to take. I learned that, and I'm glad that I was able to gain very valuable information from this course. And it's not just from this course content, but the way that I personally handled the course. My 2 missed blog posts are reflections of things I know I'll need to improve on as I continue through my MBA program. And so this has been a very valuable experience for me. I want to thank the people who went into creating this course. Since it's going to be viewed, of course, by Joe Marouk, the instructor, I want to thank him, as well as the Dr. Edelson, who was instrumental in creating the course content as well. It really has been a very interesting and useful experience to begin my MBA program with. And so with that, I don't think there's anything else I can do to pad out the remaining 3 minutes I would have till my max time length. And so I will just end here